Hello again, welcome to class number 622. Wow, the never-ending story of learning English. But here I am every day at 7:30 in the morning on La Dos de Televisión Española, Channel 2, looking at you, and you're looking at me, and you're listening to me, and we create a symbiosis of learning. We change the learning curve, la famosa curva de aprendizaje. We'll change the trajectory and make it supersonic, perhaps. You and me together. Cómplices. Accomplices. En inglés empieza la por A, accomplice. You and I are accomplices in the crime of changing the learning curve. Yeah. Okay, sí, Marta. Yeah. Marta's, how do you say she's a cómplice también? She's an accomplice too. To the crime. Vístete, bueno, translation list, translation booklet, list number 24, page 244. We'll continue where we left off yesterday. Vístete, vámonos. Get dressed and let's go. Get dressed and let's go. ¿Me he visto aquí o en el baño? Ahora, esta persona está preguntando el consenso o la opinión de otro. Entonces, shall. En español se dice, ¿me he visto aquí o en el baño? O sea, presente, pero en inglés presente no se puede usar en este planteamiento. Shall I get dressed here or in the bathroom? Shall I get dressed here or in the bathroom? ¿Nos vamos? Shall we go? ¿Empiezo? Shall I start? ¿Uso los lápices hoy? ¿En tu opinión? Shall I use the pencils? ¿Doy la vuelta al micrófono? Shall I turn the microphone around? ¿Hablo más alto? Shall I speak louder? Shall I? All right, ¿me he visto aquí o en el baño? Shall I get dressed here or in the bathroom? No me importa donde te vistas. I don't care where you get dressed. I don't care. I don't give a damn where you get dressed. Un poco fuerte ese último. I don't care. De hecho, I don't care puede ser fuerte si tu entonación es fuerte. I don't care me importa un comino. Me trae sin cuidado. I don't care. Ahora, I don't care where you get dressed me da lo mismo. If the intonation is soft. It doesn't matter is neutral. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't matter. It's neutral. I don't care where you get dressed. I don't care where you, yellow yedra you. I don't care where you get dressed. Él se está enfadando. He's getting angry. Why? Why is he getting angry? I don't know. But he's getting angry. He's starting to get angry. To get angry. Angry. First letter in the alphabet, A. Angry. Angry. He's starting to get angry. He's getting angry. Me encuentro de maravilla hoy. I feel great. Se dice mucho con esa R alargada. I feel great. Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger. You don't know Tony the Tiger? Antonito el Tigre? Tony the Tiger? All right, if you go into Google, Tony, con Y, Tony, Y, the Tiger. Boom. Tony the Tiger is the symbol for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Unos cereales como cornflakes, similar to cornflakes, pero azucarados. And it's Tony the Tiger. And he's a tiger. And he says, Frosted Flakes are great. Great means de maravilla, fantástico, genial. Great, me encuentro de maravilla. I feel great. ¿Te importa llamar más tarde? Do you mind calling a little later? Do you mind calling back? O sea, volver a llamar. ¿Te importa volver a llamar más tarde? Do you mind calling back later? Do you mind calling back a little bit later? I can't talk to you now. Charlie? Yeah. I'm in the middle of an English class. I'm on television, by the way. Yeah. You called me in the middle of my television class. And so Marta and I will have to decide whether to stop this class now and go back and start again. But in any case, Charlie, listen. Call me back later, okay? Okay, yeah, see ya. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so Charlie will call me back later. He'll call me back later. Estaré aquí yo estaré aquí toda la tarde, Marta. I'll be here all afternoon. If you want to continue doing television, I'll be here. I'll be here all afternoon, all afternoon, all after. Suena risa, no laughter. All afternoon. I'll be here all afternoon. Si no estoy, dejo un recado. If I'm not here, leave a message. If I'm not here, leave a message. Leave a message. Si nadie contesta, sigue llamando. If nobody answers, keep calling. If nobody answers, if no one answers, keep calling. Never give up. Continue calling. Keep calling. Keep calling. If no one answers, keep calling. Siento tener que hacer esto. I'm sorry to have to do this. I'm sorry to have to tell you the truth. I'm sorry to have to do this. Siento tener que hacer esto. Es mi obligación. I'm sorry I have to do this, but I'm sorry I have to be honest with you. I'm sorry I have to tell you the truth, but learning English well requires a minimum of 1,000 hours of focus and work, at least. It took me 3,000 hours to learn Spanish well, living in Spain. So you can imagine how difficult it is for you to learn English well, and you're not living in England or in Scotland or in the United States or Ireland or Canada or Wales, etc. It takes a long time. I'm sorry to have to do this. I'm sorry to have to be sincere. I'm sorry to have to tell you this. Siento tener que hacer esto. I'm sorry to have to do this. Recuerda que cuando tener que, obligación, la V de have adopta un sonido de F dura. I'm sorry I have to do this. I have to go. Claro, cuando have to es muchas veces tener que como que remedio. Entonces hay cierta resignación. I have to go. I'm sorry. I can't stay here. I have to go. All right. Fumo porque me gusta. I smoke because I like to. I smoke because I like to. Which is not true. I don't smoke. But nevertheless, I smoke because I like to. Fumo porque quiero. I smoke because I want to. Fumo porque me hace falta. I smoke because I need to. Fumo porque no tengo más remedio. I smoke because I have to. Todos terminan en to. Fumo porque me gusta. Fumar. O sea, se entiende, no se repite smoke al final. Porque es redundante en español. Fumo porque me gusta fumar. Es redundante. Fumo porque me gusta. Y paráis aquí en español. Y en inglés igual. Pero mantenemos el to. I smoke because I like to smoke. It's redundant. Eliminate smoke. I smoke because I like to. Pero el to no se va. Se queda pegado. I smoke because I like to. Enseño porque me gusta. Ven, yo vengo aquí porque me gusta. I come here because I like to. Vengo aquí porque quiero. I come here because I want to. Vengo aquí porque me es obligatorio. I come here because I have to. I have to. Vengo aquí porque es necesario, porque necesito venir. I come because I need to. En los cuatro casos, need to, have to, want to, like to, el to. Ahora, podría decir, uso este libro porque me gusta el libro. I use this book because I like it. Because I'm referring to the book. Ahora, uso este libro porque me gusta usarlo. O sea, porque me gusta usar este libro. Probablemente I use it because I like to. I like to use. Y para no repetir use, utilizar, pues uso, like to. All right, so, fumo porque me gusta. I smoke because I like to. Él viene aquí porque le gusta. He comes here because he likes to. Yeah, he comes here. Why does he come here? Why does he come here? Why does he? Why does he? Why does he come? Why does he come here? Why does he come here? He comes here because he likes to. Se está ensuciando, ¿eh? Marta? Se está ensuciando. It's getting dirty. You didn't clean the table before the class. She didn't clean the table before the class. It's getting dirty. Yeah, la prueba de algodón, right? The test, the cotton test. All right. It's getting dirty. Ensuciarse is to get dirty. ¿Con qué frecuencia lo limpias? How often do you clean it? How often do you clean it? How often? Alguna gente dice how often. How often do you clean it? Tengo una criada para limpiarlo. Oh. You have a maid. I have a maid. Escrito maíz, maid. I have a maid to clean it, la criada. Interna, the maid. Oh, no, interna, it could be asistenta, is a maid. I have a maid to clean it. Me, I don't have a maid. In my house, we don't have a maid. We clean the house ourselves. All right, el llorar no te ayudará, eh? Crying won't help. Crying. Women cry a lot, right? They cry. Suddenly, for no reason, they start crying. El llorar no ayudará. Crying won't help. And worrying? Will it help to worry? No. So don't worry. Be happy, right? Crying won't help. Las cosas van bien. Things are going okay. Things are going fine. Things are going well. Things. How are things going? ¿Qué tal todo? Se dice en inglés, how are things going? How's everything? También. There are many ways. How are things going? How's everything going? How's everything? How's everything? How's everything going? How are things going? ¿Qué tal te van las cosas? How are things going? Everything's fine. ¿Qué tal estás? How are you doing? Excuse me? How are you doing? What? How are you doing? How are you doing? Ahí está. Lo formal es how do you do? Mucho gusto. How do you do? Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones. How do you do? How do you do? Super formal. How are you doing is super informal. Que es la forma continua. En vez de how do you do, how are you doing? How are you doing? How you doing, my friend? How you doing? Se dice tanto. Es que es ¿qué tal? Es how are you doing? ¿Qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cuántas veces se dice al día, hola, ¿qué tal? En España. Pues, hi, how you doing? Hi, how you doing? Hi, how you doing? All right. ¿Qué tal estás? How are you doing? ¿Cómo son los americanos? What are the Americans like? Yeah. What are Americans like? Excuse me? ¿Qué es lo que les gusta? No, ¿cómo son? What are they like? ¿Cómo eres, Richard? What are you like? ¿Qué es lo que a ti te gusta, Richard? What do you like? Richard, what do you like? Well, I like torreznos. I like, yes, gambas de Huelva. Yeah? I like cigalas de la playa. Yeah? That's what do you like. Eso sería what do you like. What do you like? Now, what are you like? Es como eres, como persona, tus rasgos psicológicos. What do you look like is rasgos físicos. Como eres de aspecto. What do you look like? So what do you like is qué es lo que a ti te gusta. What do you like? What do you look like is qué aspecto físico tienes. And what are you like is qué aspecto, cuál es tu forma de ser. What are you like? What's he like? What are they like? What's it like? ¿Cómo es vivir en Suecia? ¿Has vivido en Suecia, no? Yeah. Well, what's it like? What's it like living in Sweden? What's it like? And you lived in Texas. Yeah, I lived in Texas for 12 years. 11 years, 12 years. What's it like? ¿Cómo es? What's it like? ¿Cómo sería vivir en la India? What would it be like to live in India? Con estos gerundio o infinitivo, ambos valen. ¿Cómo sería vivir en la India? What would it be like to live in India? What would it be like living in India? Both are correct. And there's a very, very small, insignificant difference. Don't worry about it. Yes, for example, Marta lives in Madrid. She doesn't live in Seville. However, she grew up in Seville. So I can ask Marta, what's it like to live in Seville? Porque sé que ha vivido ahí. Ahora, si está viviendo ahora mismo en Sevilla y le llamo Marta, ¿cómo es vivir en Sevilla? What's it like living? Probablemente iría al judío aquí, porque está viviendo ahora mismo. What's it like living in Seville? What's it like? What's it like? What's it like? What is it like? What is it like? What's it? What's it like? What's it like? What's it like teaching English on TV? It's blinding. It's cegador. Teaching English on TV is blinding. And my nose itches because Marta puts makeup. Y respiro maquillaje. Polvitos estos, all right? I said, it makes me sneeze, okay? So what's it like teaching on television? It's horrible. I don't recommend it. Yeah, television, no. ¿Cómo son los americanos? What are Americans like? Tienen ojos y orejas como nosotros. They have eyes and ears like you and me, like us, like we do. They have eyes and ears like we do. Sus antepasados eran europeos. Los americanos. Their ancestors were European. Their ancestors were European. It's correct to say, both are correct. Their ancestors were European. Adjetivo. Europeo. Their ancestors were Europeans is also correct. Porque sustantivo. Sus antepasados eran personas europeas. Europeas. Their ancestors were Europeans. But I recommend the adjective. Their ancestors were tall. Their ancestors were short. Their ancestors were European. All right. ¿Tienen casas como las nuestras? Los americanos. Do they have houses like we do? Do they, como las nuestras, perdona, do they have, no como nosotros, do they have houses like ours? Yeah. Do they have houses like ours? Of course they have houses like ours. Yeah, some people are very ignorant. Yeah. I remember my sister, I remember in, I think 1962, maybe, 1963. My sister, well, my family, my father invited the family to Miami Beach, because my father was attending the annual convention, the managers' meeting. It's every year. And that year it was in the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach. The same hotel where James Bond in Goldfinger. Remember Goldfinger? Yeah. Well, that took place at the beginning in Miami Beach in the Fontainebleau Hotel. And I remember I was 11 years old and my sister was 14. All right. And we were in the lounge of the hotel having a Coke at the bar. And there was a man sitting close to us, having a drink, and the man was from New York City. Okay. Now, and he asked, well, where do you live? We said, oh, we live in Oklahoma. And the man from New York said, Oklahoma? Yeah. He said, are there cars in Oklahoma? I said, of course there are cars in Oklahoma. He said, how far do you live from your neighbor? ¿Qué distancia vivimos de nuestro vecino? How far do we live from our neighbor? 4 meters. Because he thought people in Oklahoma were on horses and that the neighbor lived 5 kilometers away in a different ranch, ranches and things, a different farm, etc. So he was very ignorant of life outside of New York City and Miami Beach, apparently. Vocabulary, la viuda negra, vocabulary. Are you ready? List number 10, page 134. Todo el tiempo, all the time. All the time, todo el tiempo. Okay, all the time. Abraham Lincoln said you can fool some of the people all the time, and you can fool all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Puedes engañar a algunos todo el tiempo y puedes engañarles a todos en algún momento, pero no puedes engañarles a todos todo el tiempo. Te pillan al final. You can't fool all the people all the time. All the time, reto, challenge. Aprender inglés es un reto, ¿a que sí? Learning English is a challenge. El aspirante al título es the challenger, porque reta al campeón. El retador, digamos. The challenger. Challenge también es desafío. Un desafío, it's a challenge. Challenge. Che al principio, sonido de che al final. Challenge. Challenge. The challenge, obra maestra. It's a masterpiece. O sea, pieza maestra, literalmente. Masterpiece, todo junto. Masterpiece. Masterpiece. This English class is a masterpiece. Right, Marta? This is a masterpiece. Take advantage of it. Yes, now is your opportunity. It's knocking on the door. Opportunity. A masterpiece. What's the most important masterpiece by Goya? I don't know. The number one masterpiece by Goya? It could be the 3 de Mayo, Fusilamiento de 3 de Mayo. It could be that. But there are a lot. What's the number one masterpiece by Velázquez? Probably Las Meninas would be considered his number one masterpiece. Lío, follón, desorden is a mess. This table is a mess. Look at this. It's a mess. It's a mess. Yes, my life is a mess. I need to go to a psychiatrist. Yeah. My head is a mess. My life is a mess. Probably my future is a big mess. Yeah, a mess. So mess puede ser figurado o literal, a messy table. A messy table. It's messy. It's messy. It's a mess. Come on, what a mess. My God. There are pencils everywhere. Yes. It's a mess. Como Leo Messi. Pero con Y, no con Y latina. All right, messy is desordenado. Nochevieja es New Year's Eve. Eve. También el nombre de mujer, Eva. Eve significa víspera. The eve. Estamos a la víspera de una nueva era. We are on the eve of a new era. Yes. Christmas Eve, Nochebuena. O sea, víspera de Navidad. New Year's Eve, Nochevieja, víspera de Año Nuevo. New Year's Eve. We are on the eve of a new era. En nombre de, on behalf of. Interesting expression. En nombre de los trabajadores, quiero expresar on behalf, I'm here, estoy aquí en nombre de los trabajadores de la empresa. I'm here on behalf of the workers in representation. Yeah, I'm here on behalf of. Producción, rendimiento, output. Wow, output. output, claro. Output puede ser lo que rinde, lo que da de sí un proceso productivo, ya sea agrícola o industrial. Input, output, lo que entra y lo que sale. Entra materias primas y sale productos terminados. Input, transformation, output. In agriculture, you plant, you cultivate, and you harvest. Recolectar, harvest, and it's the output. The output. Input, output. So producción, production también nos vale. Production. In agriculture also the yield. Sacerdote, priest. El arciprieste, arciprestedita. The archpriest. Priest. Priest. Yes. Cura. Priest. Pero priest puede ser sacerdote de una tribu africana o algo, the priest. Okay, we'll stop there. I'm out of time. But I'll be back tomorrow. Take care.